Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while.
Not for them. These are all going up at the same time.
Okay, well, it's been a while for us. It has been absolutely no time for anybody that's watching this, which is probably going to be end up being Darby because he's like waiting for you to upload these.
Oh, that's motivation right there. I'm gonna put all sorts of sassy comments in the episode descriptions, mostly about how Hartley died.
Woo!
Hey, take your time. Hartley's corpse is not going anywhere.
I know. Except there's not really enough corpse to sift through a fine sieve.
I'm sure they were able to make a nice bouillabaisse out of it.
Gross. Would you really want to eat that?
Hey, they're Rakithran. They're not picky.
I guess that's fair.
Moral, before her departure, took it with her to make a fine blood wine. Because we all know that Hartley was Moral's mortal enemy.
No.
That would be some
No.
fucking rancid blood wine.
Klingons have standards.
Why do I want a comic of Moral like taking a sip of the Hartley bloodline and going, Hartley, you fail as a beverage just as you failed in life.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Moral would never condone to drink anything like that. She would rather drink Kanar.
Wow. That's racist.
Nar is delicious. I don't know what your problem is.
I said Kanar, not Nar.
I also said Kanar.
I know, but I know where Jimmy was going.
No, I was actually just going, wow, that's racist. Because, I mean, she's right here. There's a Cardassian right here. Why would you badmouth her drink?
Jeez. Fine, you don't like Kanar? Have some fish juice.
It's hot. It's hot and it's a morning beverage.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm still wondering how long it's going to be before Darby realizes Hartley hasn't really died, but we've been joking about it for so long now.
Well, now, whenever he sees this video.
That's true. You just let the cat out of the bag.
Do you honestly think he's going to watch it before next week, even if Josh does manage to upload all of the backlog?
You know what? That's fair.
Oh, not a chance. World of Warcraft's after this.
Okay, so I figured I would do a recap of what happened in the quote-unquote last season, and just some stuff that's happened in the universe at large. So, anyway, previously, the USS Tempest had been assigned on a 3-month excursion into the unexplored Sabine Expanse. Upon discovering several technological wonders left behind by the Takan Empire, including a stable subspace corridor to the Andromeda Galaxy, it concluded its mission and returned to space dock in preparation for its next mission. While in space dock, the crew was separated in multiple directions. Lieutenant Che was assigned by Starfleet Intelligence to infiltrate a Cation extremist group that his brother was a part of. Commander Moral took a leave of absence to investigate her father's murder. Dr. Nar, Lieutenant Dupont, and Lieutenant Hartley were temporarily assigned to a Cryon Imperiex vessel who was to retrace the steps of the Tempest. in the Sabine Expanse.
Knar's job was to antagonize the.
No, that was her pleasure, not her job.
Fair enough.
Vacation movement was successfully stopped. Morale resigned her commission and faked her death. So, like I said, as far as you guys are aware, she died. Bound and determined to get revenge on one of her brothers, and Tapan and Nar ended up reassigned to the USS Maelstrom to assist in humanitarian efforts after a True-Way attack on a Cardassian colony. Also, during those 3 months, the entirety of the Romulan Senate was assassinated by the disgraced sub-commander Sela. Sela was planning on taking Picard and then going against the Federation, but her plans were foiled at the expense of Lieutenant Commander Data. With B4 now in the hands of the Daystrom Institute, there is a push by Commander Ben Maddox to produce a synthetic life form, not like Data, but almost as good. Slowly, Voyager's data from the Delta Quadrant is being disseminated, and new technological ventures are being explored. It is decided that the Tempest will be one of the testbed ships for what they have discovered. Meanwhile, Bajor has officially been instated into the Federation, and the Cardassian Detapa Council held its first real elections since the end of the Dominion War. Garrick has stepped aside to be an advisor in order to ensure past mistakes are not repeated. The new head of the Detapa Council is Hogue, along with Raquelin. He is hoping to lead Cardassia to a peaceful future that still allows the Empire to maintain its dignity. Another change is that old ranks are reinstated within the Expeditionary Force. Jedri Talot, Saskinar's conservative uncle, has become legate and has announced sweeping changes to be made, though what they are have yet to be revealed. And that's the recap. Thoughts?
Fish juice.
If that's what you want, if that's what you want Nar to be drinking at the beginning of the episode, that's fine by.
Sure, yeah, that's good.
Camera just pans in on the bottle and pans out to Revere Noir.
Actually, I believe it would just be like a steaming cup like coffee, but more fishy.
Sure, and then I don't know. Portek comes in and like, fish juice. I don't know. It's like, did you make fish juice for us? I don't fucking know. Fuck. This has gone too far. Rewind.
Okay, so now that the recap is over, we can start the first real adventure of this new season. And the first adventure is called First and Last. And we are going to begin this adventure on Earth, particularly San Francisco, Starfleet Academy. Frank. It is another glorious school day at the Academy. A new round of sniveling cadets who are a little bit too altruistic for their own good and think a little too highly of themselves has graced your classroom and left.
The highlight of my day.
it's about a month into the the new term, I guess you would say. I don't know. Um, I don't know how military academies work. And already you're looking forward to when your classes go off to sophomore field study.
Yep. Routine.
As you are gathering your things and leaving your classroom, you see a very familiar figure standing just outside your classroom door. It's been a while since you've seen this person. You know, she's aged a bit, but she still looks as warm and welcoming as she has always looked. This time just in an admiral's uniform.
And how many years have passed?
Um, hmm. What rank would you like to have been when that thing happened?
Probably would have been a lieutenant.
So, figure 15 years ago? Well before the Dominion War? She looks at you and goes, "Hello, Sam."
Well, in what, 15 years? And now you decide to see me?
Being an admiral makes me very busy.
Right. Too busy to visit old friends.
They normally don't let me close to Earth.
Hmm.
But it's good to see you again.
You do know what tomorrow is.
I do, and that's why I'm here to talk with you. Do you want to walk with me?
I've got a couple hours before my next class.
Well, then we should make this quick. I'd hate to keep your students waiting.
It won't be a bother. My co-instructor can start the class without me.
All right, so you're walking with Admiral Dornan, and she's walking very slowly. Her hands are up behind her back, and she's looking very thoughtfully. And she goes, "You know, in the past 15 years, there hasn't been a time that has gone by that what happened hasn't crossed my mind."
Really? I get reminded about it all the time.
I'm sure you do. Nechayev isn't exactly the friendliest.
No, she's not. And she makes it a point always to remind me about that day, especially tomorrow.
Well, I've come to make it up to you, Sam.
Really? You mean you're gonna sit there and drum Nechayev out of the Starfleet?
No. But I recently have had a ship that has become in the need of a commanding officer within my fleet.
You're serious.
When have you ever known me to joke around about something like this?
You honestly think that Nechayev is gonna actually let you take me away? She has made it her life's ambition for the last 15 years to keep me here, to make sure that I never see command.
But that's just it. You won't be under Nechayev's command anymore. You'll be under mine.
I can be
And besides, I've already gone over her head.
I can be ready to go as soon as possible.
There was no hesitation in your consideration. Why is that? Are you not happy training our next generation of Starfleet officers?
I've been doing it for 15 years. Every year on the same day, I've had that admiral come and remind me. He's pulled me into her office and read me the same routine for the last 15 years.
Don't think that she will be completely out of your life, but you won't be reporting directly to her.
If it gets me away from her, I'll take it.
The shuttle departs for the starbase tomorrow morning. Go ahead and teach your last class, and I'll meet you at the launch pad. At which point we can go over your next assignment and the colorful characters that comprise its senior staff.
I'll see you there at 0800.
Okay, so back on the Tempest. You know what? Why don't we do this? Nar, it is early in the morning. You are enjoying your cup of fish juice
Excellent.
with, I don't know whatever the fuck Cardassians eat for breakfast.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Fish paste. I don't know.
Fish pate on fish crackers.
Prawn crackers. It's just a bevy of seafood, apparently.
with capers.
Ew. Um, I'm gonna say that you are going over uh, the reports from the overnight medical officer.
Hmm.
You know, just some minor lacerations. Yet another person who couldn't take it easy on the holodeck.
Right, of course.
I mean nothing severely major. Uh, and Potek is kind of uh, actually I'll have Potek coming out of your guys' bedroom because
Okay.
I'm assuming by now. I mean, it's been over 3 months. I'm sure you guys are living together.
Sure, yeah. That works.
I mean, it's been more than a week. You guys are living together, right?
Exactly.
Yay, stereotypes.
I mean, we got together a couple days later. She showed up with a space U-Haul.
um, but as she comes out of the bedroom, she hugs you from behind, gives you, I'm going to say a nuzzle because I can't really picture Cations like giving kisses per se.
Okay.
I don't know. Josh, I'll let you be the authority on this.
Okay. You'll regret this decision.
I'm sure that I will, but because my brain just doesn't see it, I figured why not let the person that is pandering to the furry say whether it happens or not.
It's called a lick kiss, and it involves basically exactly as you'd imagine.
Okay, I don't think that's happening. So yeah, it's gonna be a nuzzle because I highly doubt Nar's gonna enjoy the whole licking.
You don't know her life.
You lick, and then you just slowly inch the muzzle in until you're touching nose to it. Yes, it's fine.
um. All right, fine. She does whatever. Um. And she sits down next to you.
Mhm, mhm.
Um. She has her own fish juice because cat and fish juice. Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Um. And she just asks you, so anything major happened last night?
It looks like not. As much as I'd like to think so, the entire medical staff does not fall apart without me.
I think they just cover it well.
Maybe. They've got, what's his name? It's fine.
He still can't say his name.
I've trained him well.
So I have a surprise for you.
Okay.
It's not a major surprise, but a surprise nonetheless. That would be scary. Um, well, as you know, I've been looking for a more official purpose on the Tempest since joining.
Mhm.
Well, about 2 weeks ago, I sent a message to Admiral Dornan, uh, asking if there was a way I could join the uh, officer exchange program.
All right.
Well, I received a letter last night after you went to bed confirming that I am one of your medical officers.
So you'll be sticking around. That's what you're saying.
I guess I am.
That's good news. Pleasantly surprised.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said that's good news. I'm pleasantly surprised.
I'm glad to hear that. There might have
It's
been
also
trouble if
good
you had,
since.
there might have been trouble if you made different types of response.
Well, I mean, your stuff's already just here anyway.
Sleeping with your staff. Ooh.
I'm joking, of course. I'm very happy. I promise.
Well, good. I'm happy. And I'm glad that I finally have an official purpose on the ship.
Yes, I can imagine it was incredibly interesting to have nothing to do with but what people were willing or allowed to.
Yes, it is rather sad that the most exciting portion of my time on the ship up until now was watching a crime scene.
I mean, I would hope that your most exciting time on the starship was me, but as for
Oh,
that,
well, of that goes without saying, though. I mean, other than that,
of
aside
course.
from spending time with you and that one time guarding a crime scene, I've been staring at the walls, which wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be when I left Faralar.
No, that's perfectly understandable, and I'm definitely glad you're going to have things to do. I hate to think of you just languishing away in boredom.
Yes, languishing away, I withered. Um, I think it's going to be at this point that Nar, you receive a communique from Cardassia.
Oh, all right. Well, uh, put it through.
Well, it's like an email. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
text message. It's basically just letting you know that
They
it's
know
your
what you
parents.
did last summer.
It's your parents. They hope things are going well on this Starfleet vessel. They're very happy that you haven't joined the true way. Not that they thought not that they thought that you would, considering you rebelled against what they stood for in the first place.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, at this point, they while you've heard bits and pieces of news from Cardassia, the letter officially lets you know that your uncle was made the legate of the expeditionary force.
That's potentially distressing news.
And once again, your parents are kind of they're mentioning a man that lives near them who would be perfect for you.
Of course they are.
He apparently owns his own business that wasn't decimated in the attack, or which has been built up since the attack and is apparently thriving.
That's very good news for him.
Yes, there seems to be a strong suggestion that they would like grandchildren. And there's also news. How many siblings did you want?
Um, just a couple.
Okay, so there's also news that one of your siblings has had a couple children.
Of course.
Since since your departure, so it's been about a year. So yeah, they were twins.
Huh.
And of course, your mother hopes that this is something that runs through all of her children.
Of course she does.
Make the babies gnar.
Kotak, how do you feel about being here next time I call my family?
I don't see a problem with it. Why?
Well, I mean, they're once again uh, encouraging me to meet a nice man and have children.
I see.
Procreate for our species.
Really like to not only just send that message, you know, try to drive that message home, but I would really like it if they came to at least appreciate you, if not love you, because I do.
Well, I'd love to meet your family, but would is this something that would be acceptable? I mean, if they are encouraging you to get married and to have children, what doesn't that mean that they don't look kindly on what you're doing?
Cardassia is fairly traditional and family oriented. And while times are changing, things are still a little backwards. But the only way that's going to change is if we actually do things about it. I suppose this is me taking a stand.
Well, then I'll help you make a stand.
Yeah. Rebellion looks good on you.
Okay. What would Mika? What would you like Tapon to be doing? Actually, you know what? How about we just have her having breakfast with Che and Lister? That's a good way to start. You're all friends.
Okay.
So, Che, you're back after going AWOL and getting a demotion, which really wasn't a demotion.
Goody.
And I say you've been back for maybe about a week. I don't know how um, I don't know the relationship between you and Tapon since coming back, considering that Tapon was away for most of that time as well. But Lister doesn't seem to be too happy.
As she has every right to be. What is Tapon's reaction to Che's return?
You know that he was AWOL. And you knew that there was some sort of trial, but it's been kept under wraps about what exactly happened.
Okay. Dapon's not gonna speak much on the matter because she doesn't know what to say or not to say that would set Lister off.
Oh no, she's perfectly fine with you.
I know, but on the subject of Jay going AWOL, let's just gonna leave that bombshell alone.
As a matter of fact, Lister has just spent the past 5 minutes going on about one of the engineering underlings and how much he annoys her, which is generally anybody on the ship that isn't normally at this table. Actually, no, I'm not going to say it was one. It was just some guy in engineering. It's a woman in engineering, and it's her bunkmate, and she hates the way
Dirty.
she chews.
Dapon just sits down her utensil and just stops eating in front of Lister.
She just goes, "Oh no! It's not like that." She chews with her mouth open. Who does that?
Someone who apparently can't breathe through their nose as they're chewing.
Jersey cow.
So, Che, what are you doing?
Oh, jeez, what am I doing? Oh, Che knows. So, Tapon, Did you get that the little gift I slipped into you and Nar's luggage?
A gift?
Yes, the thing for Hartley.
Oh, that.
The
Yes.
thing we totally
Yes,
slipped
we
into
did.
the Cryon's shower water supply.
Did
Yes.
you use it?
Yes. Yes, we did.
He looks over at Lister and winks. Excellent.
It was very humorous. It made the rest of the time on there bearable.
How was it on the Cryon ship?
I missed the ship. I missed being here. I hated it over there.
It was that bad?
It was more of my own personal not knowing what's going on over here as I was gone. Even though I did get updates, I wanted to be here personally. But as things went, learning new things about on the Crown ship was not as bad as it seemed.
I think Lister wants the response that Nar would have.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just couldn't imagine that many weeks in close proximity to Hartley. Sharing a room with Hartley.
That was the unbearable part.
Yeah, spending time with Hartley does seem pretty unbearable.
Especially
Just
when
from my
she,
personal experience with her.
especially when she pisses off one of the higher ups.
Does she do that with every ship she's on?
It would seem to be a Hartley thing to do. Yes.
I mean, she's reached a point where her reputation will precede her anywhere. It practically becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, be careful. You might be following in those footsteps.
No, I have received my comeuppance, and the business that needed to be dealt with has been dealt with.
I'm just glad you're back.
I am too. Things make more sense here.
Don't get me wrong, Che. I'm glad you're back. You are my friend. But you haven't gotten all of your comeuppance yet.
Che raises an eyebrow.
Tapan scoots a little bit away from Monster. I don't want to be in the fire zone. I'll stay right over here.
Just remember who made that shampoo thing possible.
Oh, I am quite aware. And I will be watching I will be scanning all of my personal effects before use for the immediate future.
One neon green kitty cat coming up.
Please no, green is so not my color.
Makes it even more worth it.
Oh, I did forget to recap some of the technologies that the Tempest now has for you, Mika.
Okay.
Okay, so the three new technologies were that have already been installed onto the Tempest. The first one was invasive transporters. And while not, I'll read the description. It says, while not stolen Dominion technology, the new transporter system placed in Transporter Room 1 was designed from the schematics gained while the Starfleet Corps of Engineers was studying the stolen Jem'Hadar attack ship returned by Captain Sisko. While still a fully functional transporter, it has yet to have the bugs worked out of it being able to perfectly penetrate shields. So one of your projects is to get it to work where it will beam through shields. The Tempest now has a permanent industrial replicator. In order to be able to test out any new technologies that they might come across, as well as assist the governments that are partaking in the cultural exchange program, the Tempest has had an industrial replicator installed in a newly installed laboratory adjacent to main engineering. It is more than capable of building small space frame parts and whatever else might be necessary to ensure technology can be tested. And then the final new thing is holographic security protocols. Much like the emergency medical hologram and the emergency engineering hologram, before it, the HSP is a program that can be initiated on any number of decks to summon a small holographic security team for emergency purposes until proper officers can arrive. There are still some bugs in the system. The IFF needs to be perfected, and it cannot run where another hologram is already active. Another issue is that there is a 20% chance the safety protocols can activate or deactivate without warning. In other words, it's a standard hologram.
Okay.
So those are the three new technologies that you have to play with.
Yay, fun new gadget.
Well, the industrial replicator isn't new. It's just you now have an industrial replicator right next to your main workspace.
Yay, fun things. Conveniently close fun things.
Che, since you've gotten back, you have been inundated with reports from your various teams of the slight tweaks and whatnot that have been made to all of the sensors and really everything else that it falls under your purview.
War Council's not happy.
And of course, because Lister is one of those science officers, you get to read her report slash novel.
Ah, the vengeance begins. 6 hours later.
Lister's the only person that can make a 200-page report about it's raining outside.
How's it raining? We're in space.
I was gonna say, that's weird, because you're in space.
It's space rain.
Yeah. That tracks. That makes perfect sense. Just add space to the front of anything, it makes sense. That's how sci-fi works.
Hey, we just went back about 150 years to the TOS series. You know, where there were wizards and gods. And giant magic hands that grabbed starships.
Yep.
Right.
So yes, after reading all of Lister's reports in their excruciating depth, Jay just sides. I'm gonna have to nip this in the bud. And sends a communique to Lister to meet him in his office.
Well, you guys are still at breakfast.
Oh, okay. This hasn't moved on.
Yeah, no, this hasn't moved on. It's just I forgot to read out the new technical stuff when we started.
Got it.
So yeah, this past week has been you just reading everything, and it seems like Lister has even started experiments just to give you reports.
Oh, goody.
I mean, needless experiments. I mean, you know, she does have some fascinating ones, but I mean, yeah, there are some very needless experiments she's doing that you think she's just doing to give you pages upon pages of reports to read.
So yeah, at breakfast, Che, once he's getting closer to being done, actually looks over to Lister and goes, "Actually, could you drop by my quarters after breakfast?"
Wait.
Woof woof.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to go over a few things I noticed in your reports.
So this
That's
is an
code
official
for
thing.
furiously make out.
Is this an official meeting?
No.
Well, then Tapon could be here for this.
Ew.
Lister wants a threesome.
He looks over to Pawn. If it's all the same to you, I think I need to clear the air about some things.
Okay.
With his voice implicates like in a private way.
His voice, while he's saying that, his voice is meaning get out.
Hint taken. She gets up and leaves.
Hint not taken. She's Vulcan. Gosh, you have to explain it in a logical manner.
No, she doesn't follow the path of logic. She was raised on Earth. She understands nuance.
I know sarcasm, and I'm not needed, okay? God.
But that's not very logical.
And I also I know we didn't say where everyone was during this breakfast, but I figured that everyone was in Che's quarters since you're all friends.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I thought we were in the mess hall.
No.
Thank you. We'll be done shortly.
Take your time. I'll just do my rounds.
Okay, so the doors close after Tafan steps out.
Che takes a deep breath and goes and simply says, "Computer, housekeeping protocol, subroutine 66."
Initiating General Order 66.
I just like the number 6, okay? And he waits for the confirmation from the computer.
it beeps its response.
All right, now that the room's dark, Lister, do you know what I was doing while I was AWOL?
Correct.
You weren't honest with me?
Yes, I lied to you, and for that I apologize. I had a reason, and it wasn't a complete lie.
No, you're right. I'll be right back. You did come back. 2.5 months later, Che.
Yes, unfortunately. So, for this, no more secrets. While I was gone those 2 months, I was involved in dismantling a terrorist organization on the behalf of Starfleet intelligence in order to prevent my brother from going to prison. You take as much time to process that as you need.
Okay.
I've been working with them undercover for the past, well, pretty much the entire time we were in the Sabina Expanse. It was a very simple deal. My brother had gone missing. If I joined up, they'd put their resources to finding him. Those 2 months were the culmination of that, in essence. And technically, I'm still undercover, which is why currently nothing being said is being recorded in this room. There's no log of this in the computer.
Duly noted. She shoves you.
He falls back into the chair.
I want to make one thing abundantly clear, Che. We have known each other for 2 years. You are the closest thing I have to a friend. Never lie to me.
Tell her you love her. Tell her you love her.
And that's why I'm telling you this now, so I don't have to. One of the things I felt guiltiest about when I left was that I had to lie to you. That I had to pretend that I was going off and I'd be right back, when in all likelihood, it was entirely possible I wouldn't. They declared me AWOL because there was all potential possibility that I wouldn't come back.
This past year has not been kind to me. I am still dealing with a lot of guilt about Hudson. You don't have to tell me what you're doing. I understand that. I understand intelligence is Saul's secret and shadow organization and whatever. Just tell me you have to go do something. Saying I'll be right back is what upset me the most.
That's perfectly reasonable. Though I think after this past year, I'd really like someone who I could actually talk to about these things.
Well, you know you could talk to me. And I'll help you if I can. But I have tremendous trust issues. And lying. Che, I almost punched you. And not just now. When I first saw you board the ship.
Please don't. I bruise easily.
Well, I'd hate to think that the bruise would actually alter the coloring of your fur. Although it does raise a very interesting scientific experiment.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Wink, wink.
So the next time you have to go away for an extended period of time, just tell me that you have to go do something.
I can do that.
I gotta go to the bathroom. 3 months later.
Now, I will try to get over my anger. It might take some time. You still might need to scan your shampoo for a little while.
I was going to do that regardless. You can still punch me if it helps.
No. Frank, stop it.
I think that is the opposite of what that would make it. I think that would just cause more violence.
Now, Shall we go and be annoyed by the other members of our staff?
Certainly. I probably need to catch up with Tapon. And, because we did kind of chase her out of here.
Well, you go catch up with Tapon. I'm going.
To sabotage my shampoo?
No. I'll be nice for once. I'll clear the table.
You know, you could just let the Roomba do that.
It'll take me 30 seconds. It's just taking the place of the replicator and then recycling them.
All right. And I promise. No more secrets. Well, at least not between you and me.
Jay, believe me when I say I understand how Starfleet intelligence works. It's part of the reason I have the trust issues to begin with. So, good. No more secrets. So you go chase down Tapon. Lister recycles the dishes. Okay, so Frank,
Yeah.
you arrive at the starbase. You've been given a brief rundown of the various colorful personalities that comprise your new crew, as well as you got your fourth pip.
Hey, how do you change chat avatars in Roll 20?
If I remember correctly, you have to go to the settings in the upper right hand corner. You're probably going to have to leave the the active game and edit your profile because it's just your profile pic.
There's also a little drop down at the very bottom underneath the chat box that says as and then a name. If you switch that to your character's name, it'll make it look like you're talking as your character.
It does say as my character, but if you look at my dialogue box, it shows Moral's picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your name there says you're Captain Drake. So just select the other Captain Drake from the list.
Yeah, there you go. Um, okay, so you've been given the rundown of your senior staff. You know that you are the captain of a ship that is full of cultural exchange officers. Your chief medical officer is a Cardassian. Uh, you have a few new species that um, you've never heard of, but I mean, there's one that's your helm officer. Never heard of that species, but okay. Um, you've read the background of Onivrin. You know that while he was um, there's some red flags for you because he was assigned to the Tempest by Nechayev. But you know that both Miral and Dornan have spoken very highly of him. Uh, you recognize your chief of security as one of your former students. I'm trying to think. You've read the psychological profile of most of your crew. You apparently have a Cryon officer on board. There's a Vulcan that you have that doesn't follow the path of logic, who's also your chief engineer.
Your crew is very special.
Yeah, the crew is just kind of
It's a mixed bag of tricks.
yes.
Or a
And-
bowl of Fruit Loops.
And you've also been given a rundown of the previous missions that the Tempest has undergone. So you have access to everything that's happened up until this point.
Including all of Hartley's failures.
Yes. But you're also informed that Che is a member of Starfleet Intelligence. So there is a possibility that he might be called away. So yeah, when you get to the Tempest, Onivrin meets you. And he walks up, nods a greeting, and he goes, "Captain Drake, I'm Jensar Onivrin. I'm your XO. Pleased to meet you."
Likewise.
If you'd like to follow me, I can show you around the ship.
Let's go.
Um,
Is the ship still undergoing a refit?
it's just finishing up. You guys should be launching the next morning. So the first stop is engineering. You can see that from the schematics that you saw of the type of ship that the Tempest is. I can't remember what it is right offhand. This new layout is I won't say drastically different, but it's you can definitely tell that this was definitely made to be a test bed and main engineering. Like the warp drive is completely capable of being equipped with several different types of technology to help enhance it or whatever. At which point you meet uh, your chief science officer and chief engineer. And Captain Drake, I would like to introduce you to Lieutenant Shea and Lieutenant Dupont. Lieutenants, this is our new captain, Captain Drake.
I'm letting you go first.
Hello, Captain.
Lieutenant, what do you think of your new engineering?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What do you think of your new engineering bay?
I like it.
So is it is it satisfactory to the way you think it should have been, or changes you think there should be made? He says this as he's tapping on the console, checking things out.
I'm satisfied with it for now. I still need to work out a few bugs,
He's touching your
but
shit.
other than that, her eye kind of twitches a bit. uh, other than that, it's a work in progress still.
So he's continued to basically fiddle around with the controls, and he tweaks a few things and stuff like that.
Her
He
inner
goes,
thoughts are going, must not yell at Captain, must not yell at Captain, stop touching me shit.
So with the bugs that you say that we have, are you sure we're going to be ready for launch in the morning?
Of course, that wouldn't cause any problems with launch. She fixes all the buttons that he messed up.
He goes to press something that's going to basically mess up something like, almost sort of warp core breach.
No.
No. He's
Cat,
just messing around. Are you going to stop him?
Captain, may I please ask you to refrain from touching my stuff?
Oh,
Lieutenant.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right, Commander. I respect someone who's passionate about their workspace.
And I did say please.
It's not like I don't know what I'm doing around an engineering bay. As he quickly corrects everything that he just did, and you notice how fast he does it.
Her eye begins to relax and no longer twitches.
See, I'm just testing out our chief engineer, seeing how she reacts to her captain messing around with her stuff. Don't worry, Lieutenant. I won't be messing around with science stations like this. We'll have a totally different conversation.
I can hear Che just going, "Please not while Lister's there. Please not while Lister's."
Yes, Che actually like raises a finger and then puts it down. I'd actually recommend that. Some of my officers have had issues with captains in the past.
Yes, I've read the reports.
You mean the numerous harassment complaints?
Yes, I've read those too. I'm referring to Miss Lister and her long, long, studious reports.
They get longer if you get on her bad side.
They make great reading material when you can't sleep at night. 3 minutes in, you're out like a light bulb.
I shall forward you the one about space rain.
Please do. I'll have to save that for those nights when I really just can't sleep.
Che gives a chuckle.
Shall we continue, Commander?
Of course, sir. So he takes you. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
Meanwhile, as they walk away, so sorry about this morning. That was uncool of me. I just kind of needed to talk to Lister alone about personal stuff before she socked me in the nose.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm surprised you chased me on my own engineering base.
No, that would be your job.
Still,
Still,
not gonna lie, really pissed me off. And I'm not that hard to piss off. But I'm really not that hard to piss off when it comes to friends. And yet, you managed to do it so easily in that one moment.
yeah, I've been having issues with that. I need to try harder.
Or just be honest. If you need to talk with someone, just say, hey, I need to talk with them in private, instead of chasing me out of a room. On a day I actually want to take a break.
That's fair.
So yeah, I forgive you, but I'm still pissed off at you.
And that's also fair.
You seem to be pissing off your friends a lot lately. Especially when you only have, like, what, 2?
Oh,
Oh, snap.
ow.
I used to have more.
So did I until I came on the ship. And you became my only friend. I
Lister should kill you.
until I start talking to Lister and getting to know her. But I still don't know her that well to call her a best friend.
Lister doesn't count.
Lister doesn't
Not
what?
real. I said Lister doesn't count.
And I know not only tolerates my shit, because I kept her sane when we were on the ship with Hartley.
Eh,
Well, you and her smug satisfaction of rubbing that report into the doctor's face.
Yes, I do. Just stop beating around the bush with me and tell me when you want to do something. Like talk to someone in private. Just stop bullshitting.
I'll do my best there.
That's all I ask.
So we cool? My shower's not gonna suddenly make a high pitched hum.
Oh, I don't resort to shower pranks. I mess with your technology.
That would be one of the shower. That would be a technology thing
She
because the
has,
showers are sonic.
she doesn't do shower pranks though. She messes with other technology.
Don't make my Roomba eat my shoes.
No promises. She just smiles and walks away with her with
Oh my
just a
god,
smile on her face.
Shay's gonna be so fucking paranoid with Lister and Spawn like this.
Chase eyes. I need to get better at friends.
You need to get better at communicating. And I am half Vulcan.
Oh, snap.
All right, so the next stop is sickbay, where you meet your Cryon officer and your Cardassian officer, and your Cation not Cation exchange officer.
Yay.
Is there something I can help you with?
Dr. Nar, this is our new commanding officer, Captain Samuel Drake.
Captain.
Doctor?
Potek goes, nice to meet you, Captain Drake. And Dathan just nods a greeting.
Did you forget his name?
No, I was just trying to figure out what exactly his reaction was going to be.
Okay.
It's nice to meet you too, and welcome aboard.
I look forward to serving with you, is what Potek says. Dathan he also says something along those lines that he looks forward to serving with you.
Nor doesn't say anything else.
They changed the sick bay much.
They upgraded the bio beds. They've given it some new labs. They've upgraded the morgue a little bit.
Not that we get much use out of that, I guess. Not that we get much use out of the morgue.
Of course not.
Yeah, they got some use last season. I'm sure it'll get a use this season.
Well, yeah, we have to have it safe for
Hardly.
Hartley.
Trash can coffins for everybody. One rusty trash can coffin in the corner.
Yeah, never fear. I'm sure that the morgue set will be reused for this season.
So, doctor, how do you like the refit for your sick bay?
The new bio beds are excellent. It's nice to work on such current equipment. The new labs have been quite useful as well.
So, I've been reading up on some of the missions that the ship has been on. Seems you're quite the crack shot with a phaser.
I assure you that is all just. I do, of course, technically have training. I was a member of the Expeditionary Force.
You're still a member of the Expeditionary Force.
All right, fine. I'm a member of the Expeditionary Force. But I can assure you, my primary focus has always been this.
Well, I was just remarking that it's an unusual quality for a doctor. He's such a good shot without a scalpel.
I suppose that's fair. Though I would say that I am much better with a scalpel than.
Well, I, for one, consider it an asset.
It certainly has come in handy. Unfortunately.
Well, unfortunately for our enemies, yes. Fortunate for us, definitely.
I suppose it is all in the way you look at it. Yes. I suppose I just mean it's unfortunate that the subject of my renown is not my special.
Well, I, for one, consider it a good thing.
Oh, it's certainly come in handy, yes.
Anyway, I'll let you get acquainted with your sick day. I still have the rest of the ship to see.
At this point, Dathan looks at you and goes, "Captain, would you like to schedule your physical exam with Dr. Nar now?"
We'll cover that one tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
So at that point, we leave sick bay and go on to the next stop.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of breeze over everything because these are the only places that have players in it.
Just a side note, um, if anybody was paying attention, the one thing you guys noticed about if you took a look at the captain, you noticed that his eyes were totally white of anything. So
Well, I know that Nar would be familiar with the Kazathians. Um, so as the captain leaves, uh, you know, Dathan goes back to work. Potek starts going through the diagnostics of the biobeds and stuff like that, just to familiarize herself with them. I'm going to fast forward to the next day, and the Tempest has been launched. Of course, the first thing that you're going to be trying out is the warp engines. So you are going to go maximum speed for 11 hours just to test the viability of your new warp engine.
okay,
I'll say about 7 hours into the flight. Che, go ahead, or Josh, go ahead and give me a
So I say that again real quick.
give me a control and science roll, please.
Can you focus on this?
No. Okay, as you are monitoring the warp field and kind of sharing the data alongside Tapan, your sensors pick up um, a weak subspace transmission.
Oh, like a communication?
Yes.
What's it say?
What's it say, precious?
When
it
you
puts
access
its lotion on the skin, or else it hose again.
when you access it, it looks like it's a distress signal.
All right. Turn to the captain. Captain, I'm picking up what looks to be a distress signal. Attempting to decipher it now. So yeah, I looked deeper into it. What's it say?
It looks like it's just a set of coordinates. Actually, no. I'm sorry. It's not general coordinates. It's saying that the vessel has taken severe damage. Life support is minimal, and the engines are completely fried or fused. They're so it is just completely adrift, and they need help.
From the message, do they give any form of a ship designation or?
They do not.
Okay, then I.
Well, it's not a person giving the distress. It's essentially like a computer readout of what's wrong with the ship, and just saying we need help.
Okay, send this over to the captain's console.
We have a heading.
You can follow the if Josh, if you want to give me a uh let's go with control and con, and you have a focus for this. Well, since you got a success, if you want to, you can roll the Tempest's. I think it would be uh, sensors and con, and add that to it. Hmm. While you can't 100% pinpoint where it is, because I don't know, I'll say there's some sort of anomaly between here and where it's at. You think you can you can get it within a light year.
We have a general direction.
Yes.
I have helm slow us down to warp 6 and change course to direction of the signal and head that way and have the ship go to yellow alert.
Okay.
And I called down to sick bay. Bridge to sick bay.
Six by here.
We've come across a distress signal. Possible we might have some casualties, so be prepared.
Of course. Should I prepare an away bag, or do you expect to have potential casualties being?
Don't know just yet, Doctor. Right now we haven't located the ship, but as soon as we have more information, I'll update you.
Fair enough.
Bridge out.
All right, well, prepare sick bay for potential casualties and get together an away bag, a kit just in case.
All right. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm trying to find a picture.
Okay.
Okay, so I put a picture into the Star Trek chat. Um,
Well, that definitely looks like something out of the original series.
so anyway, when as you get close to it, you see that ship. It is very large. As a matter of fact, I'm going to find out its exact dimensions. Okay, so this thing, I'm curious. Oh, okay. So it is rather larger. Uh, it's very hard to. I'll say it's at least 5 times the size of a Borg sphere. But it's not lit up like that picture. It's kind of dark, and it's not moving. It's just kind of floating there.
Lieutenant, sensors picking up anything?
Come on, Tempest. What do your sensor eyes show me?
Give me a control and science roll again, and you can roll the ship's sensors and comic or sensors and science. Okay. Roll for the ship.
Hang on, my mouse is spazzing out. like that. Double clicking
Hmm.
constantly.
Oh, well, I'll take the first roll. So you got 3 successes. You needed 2. Okay. The sensors cannot penetrate the ship itself. However, you've gotten a thorough exterior scan of the ship and its surrounding area. You've detected a vessel on the other side.
What kind of vessel?
A Ferengi marauder.
It's a good thing our shields are up.
Out of character. It seems really, really out of character for the Ferengis to call one of their ships a marauder.
It's actually what it was called in the very first episode. It was a Ferengi marauder.
Huh. Oh, well, something to
Or
discuss
to,
after
or
game.
or to be more precise, it's a Decora class marauder.
Anyway. Helm. Bring us around to the other side to where the Ferengi ship is.
Okay, he does.
Is anything going off the Ferengi ship?
Nope, it's just sitting there at the moment.
Lieutenant Che, run a scan on the Ferengi ship for me.
Will do. Controlled science again, Jimmy?
Yes. With that result, you notice that the main shuttle that the Decora has been launched. Although you're not entirely sure where it is. But the Marauder hasn't hailed you or anything.
Any life signs on board?
There are a few life signs, but they don't seem to be paying you any attention. Oh, with your 2 successes, you were able to determine that the larger ship is what's sending the distress signal. I'm sorry.
He turns to the XO. So what do you think? Think the Ferengis are on board? Pilfering that ship?
Well, the Ferengi are very fond of salvage rights.
And I wouldn't put it past a Ferengi just to find a ship that's in distress to go in there on the pretense of helping and then stealing whatever is there to steal.
I agree.
I think it would be remiss of me if I didn't take a team over there and put a stop to it.
I'm not one to disagree with sound reasoning from my captain.
I mean, the ship did put out a distress call. We are we are bound by Starfleet protocol to at least help.
Shall I order shuttle bay to prepare a shuttle?
Yep. Let's go over there and well, I'm gonna go over there. Lieutenant Che, mind joining me?
Of course, Captain.
I'll have Doctor Nar and Lieutenant Tapon meet you down in shuttle bay.
Okay.
Bridge, Doctor Nar,
Dr. Nar here.
you're needed for an away team. Please report to main shuttle bay.
Aye, aye. All right, Dathan, you have sick bay. I'll be back.
Since Tapon is away, I'm gonna say that Honorin called her as well. Okay, so who's gonna be flying the shuttle? Che.
Hi, I'm Shay, still the best shuttle pilot, even though I took away all my traits to be a good shuttle pilot.
Oh shit. We got crashed.
Great. Che no longer has the traits to be a shuttle pilot, so we're gonna fly smack dab right into the big spear. Might as well have Hartley fly the damn shuttle.
Che's not that bad.
No, I mean I took away all my talents that revolved around shuttle class piloting. I've still got perfectly good stats for it.
Yeah, it just means you don't get that special bonus.
Yep.
You still know how to do it. It's just you haven't sat at the helm for like almost for a little over a year, so you're rusty.
It's been less than a year. I piloted the thing with the terrorists.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
It's like 2 months ago. Alright. What shall I roll to not slam us into the big sphere?
Control and con.
Probably should have rolled that with focus, but I didn't.
It's okay. I'll take the first one. You only needed one to begin with anyway. So, you pilot into what is the I'm not going to say it's like a main shuttle bay, but it looks like it's a safe housing for a smaller craft.
When we get there, is the Ferengi shuttle there?
It is.
All right. Since we also took along a secondary co-pilot red shirt for the shuttle,
Okay.
I have him take the shuttle away from the landing area so the Ferengi don't sit there and try to pilfer our shuttle.
Well, you don't want a repeat of the first episode ever?
No, not going down that road. But just in case, he can stay basically at a safe distance, and if the Ferengi try to do something stupid, he can block the shuttle's path.
You know what? Just for simplicity's sake, why don't we say that that's Nadarin? This way, in case we need to switch out Nar for Nadarin, she's right there.
And
What?
before we left, I had everybody arm up.
Okay, so Tapan, Che, and Nar, you all have phaser rifles. Or phasers.
Oh, okay.
Well, it all depends. What would you prefer?
Honestly, the doctor probably just taking hand grenade.
Okay.
Nor is Annie Oakley. She has a pair of 6-shooters on her sides.
Oh, okay. So, just so you're aware, this ship is a mile in diameter.
Oh. I thought it was about a lot bigger from the big round picture.
Oh, it looks pretty big in the original series episode too, and it is pretty big in comparison to most ships. Like it's at least, I'll say, 5 times the size of a sovereign class vessel, which is a fairly sizable ship.
Enterprise.
What's that?
I said Enterprise.
Yes. All right. So the 4 of you go in. What are you guys looking for?
Well,
Go
I was gonna say, casualties, life signs, anything, people.
Um, well, as you're scanning, you register that there is probably 7 life signs on board other than the away team. So there's 4 of you and 7 others.
Got 7 other life signs.
Wait, did I just lose? No.
What?
I was checking if I just unplugged myself from my computer because everything went silent.
Oh. No, you're fine. I've just reported that there are 7 life signs.
Is the
Nobody cared.
tricorder? No. I was thinking. Sorry. Is the tricorder distinguishing between Ferengi and alien species?
That's a good question, Jimmy.
The 7 other life signs are Ferengi.
They're all Ferengi. It is a big ship. There may not be anything else in range.
Or the
Or
tricorder is just not picking up the alien life forms that are on here?
yeah, they may be too different from anything we're familiar with. It's hard to say at the moment.
All right, let's be on our guard and let's move. Let's go ahead and see what we can find and stop these Ferengi if they're doing anything illegal.
All right, so you're heading towards one of the Ferengi.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, set phasers to heavy stun.
Of course.
All right, so it takes you about maybe 10 minutes to get to close enough to where one of the Ferengi is. And you hear him shouting about Fool, be careful with that. That can get us a lot of latinum if it isn't broken, you idiot.
Wait, what name did you say?
Fool.
Is that name familiar?
Give me a reason and command roll, please. Depending on how many successes you get is oh. Okay. So you do remember you have encountered a Ferengi by the name of Fool before. You can't be 100% certain that it's the same one, but the Fool you ran into stole some plasma injectors from your runabouts.
So anyway, as I hear all this chatter from the Ferengi, I stop everybody and I turn and go, well, seems like we've got the Ferengi in the act. They're not helping except for themselves.
At this point, you hear, whoever's there, this is our salvage right.
I just yell back, it's not a salvage right. The ship sent out a distress call.
It's an automated distress call. We've already searched for life signs. There's none. This is a salvage operation. Get off our ship.
Just because you didn't find a life sign doesn't mean there isn't one. And you're stealing.
Right
Thief.
of salvage.
Not a salvage operation. Are they in Federation space? Is this a Federation space?
Mm, it's kind of iffy. It's on the edge of Federation space.
And seeing that you're still in Federation space, you are violating Federation law. So therefore, you have no salvage rights.
The Federation honors the salvage rights of the Ferengi.
Not when there is an automated distress call or a distress call, period. And like I said, just because you haven't found a life form doesn't mean there isn't one.
Okay, so as you're saying that, a phaser beam shoots past you and hits the wall. You have 10 seconds to leave our salvage.
Oh, see, now you're just messing. Now you're just sitting there getting all real, all stupid. But it's to be expected from a typical Ferengi. Bunch of thieves, liars, deal breakers.
Racist.
Hell, you probably don't even sit there and follow a contract.
So how are the others reacting that they were just fired at?
Cover.
Annoyed at taking cover. Like, Nara takes cover, but in the most annoyed way possible.
I bet you're the type of Ferengi that'd sell your own mother for for gold pressed latinum if you could.
Another blast to the wall. Last warning. Leave our salvage rights.
Jimmy, give me a little bit of an idea on the scene here. Like, are we in a hallway, a room?
You guys are in a hallway. They're at a T junction. The one that's firing at you is on one side, and then there's two on the other side.
Can I communicate with the ship?
You haven't tried.
I hit my comm badge. Call the Tempest.
Um, you get Honorin. It's kind of choppy though.
Commander, do me a favor. Disable the Ferengi ship for me.
I'll put it in a tractor beam, sir.
Breakout. He turns to the others. Are we all ready to have some fun?
Is that what we're calling this?
I always find shooting people that shoot at me fun. This is an adventure.
Of course it is. I have my kit ready.
Yeah, they're just
And my
sucking with their rolls. So they shot again. I mean, nothing's happened so far.
As he turns and readies his phaser, he just sits there and kind of chuckles a little bit and goes, "Make a great hollow program," and fires back. What do I need to
Roll
roll?
control and security. You need 2 successes. Roll damage. Okay, so you dealt 3 damage to that Ferengi.
Oh, the comment he made, he said it loud enough to where if anybody was close enough, they would hear it.
Okay, so this time another Ferengi shot from the other side, and he's using an energy whip.
so I'm gonna shoot that moron.
So who's gonna go next? Nar, did you want to, or Che?
Yeah,
Did you?
sure. I will go next. I will shoot that moron.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Control and security. Roll for damage. Okay, he took 2.
Had to be done.
I guess Che will go next. Unless it's a Ferengi turn.
It is a Ferengi turn.
Okay.
Seriously, what the fuck, you stupid Ferengis? All right. So the third one has now entered the fray. He's popped his head out and has taken a shot.
Are they wearing fursuits and hopping around like monkeys?
Oh, racist.
That's how they first appeared in freaking Next Gen.
I know that's how they first appeared in Next Gen, but still,
Let's find out
racist.
these Ferengi are those kind of Ferengi.
They're trolls.
Clearly, they shoot like.
So Che calls out, "Hey Frill, you the same Frill that
Frule.
Frill? Sorry. Hey Frill, you the same Frill that almost contracted space flu and stole my power conduits?"
That hasn't. That hasn't. He hasn't given a response to that yet.
When he doesn't reply, Che levels his phaser and goes, "Okay, just checking."
So go ahead and roll your control and security. Okay, so shoot and a miss.
Okay. That's okay. Che's better at shooting the environment. Hey, look, you finally got one.
Oh, okay. Give me a sec. Frank, you're down.
Oh,
You just
shit.
took 5 stress.
Oh shit.
All right, so you can see that the captain has gone down. It's your turn, Andy Oakley.
Well, I mean, it's hard to triage while we're under fire. So I think, unless he looks like he's in immediate danger, shooting back would probably be the most.
Go ahead and roll your control and security.
Not quite.
Okay. So yeah, you shot wildly. I don't say wildly, but you shot a little wide.
Mhm, mhm. Oh shit.
I know.
I got Darby's dumb and you got his rolls. He's here in spirit.
Okay, so that was the one with the energy whip. So obviously, Che, this is not Ukra. Uh, the Ferengi tries to do a flourish and ends up zapping himself twice with the whip and taking himself out of combat.
Nice.
The fur armor, it does nothing.
So Che scans this little T where they're at. Are there any plasma junctions or other forms of ductwork?
You're not entirely sure. You've never been on a ship like this.
Because there's things I can do much better than shooting.
I don't know if I keep getting these rolls, they're going to take care of themselves.
That's true. All right, Che's gonna take another shot.
All right, so you also shot wide.
Wider.
And the one that keeps poking his head out, that was behind the one with the energy whip, he missed too. So it goes back to you, Nar.
All right. Always back to me. Shoosting time.
You know what? We've.
Oh fuck.
Oh no. Okay. Hmm. man.
It's okay, I'm a doctor.
You know what? I've done it to Darby so many times. I gotta be consistent. I'm sorry, Emily.
All
Roll
right.
for damage. Okay, you're lucky. You didn't get any damage. I'll have everyone. I'm gonna say you don't stress.
Hang on, Jimmy.
You also burn the crap out of your hand.
You're kind of roboting on my end a little bit.
You're all breaking up. I can't.
Discord's having a butt.
Am I breaking up?
Hey, you're clear now.
I was just saying that you take a stress and your hand is burned.
Okie dokie.
I'm not gonna say it blew up, but it there was some sort of I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It just it's not functional.
Mhm.
However, you could always just reach over and grab the captain since, you know, he doesn't need it right now.
Exactly.
Where's Tapon in all this?
Well, if Frank had reminded me that Tapan was there. So because I forgot that Mika had said she came back. I'm sorry, Mika.
It's alright.
So what would you like to do? You're in combat.
And it's going how combat always goes when we fall into this game, badly.
I mean, the only thing I can possibly do since I'm in combat. Shoot.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your control and security.
Focus or no? Wait. Is it task roll or is it a application range?
It's a task roll.
Okay, so no focus, right?
No. Okay, so you shot wide. Which seems to be what's happening with everyone at the moment.
Except Jimmy.
Okay, Tapan, take 3 stress. You were shot in the arm.
How?
Che,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Alright. Right, fire again. Did I finally do it?
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Pew pew.
Okay, so he took 2 more stress. Josh,
What?
you're down.
Great.
You took 7 stress.
Shit, man.
Emily, it's your turn.
This will not stand.
There's Annie Oakley. Shit. Well, you take 1 more stress, Emily.
Okay.
It's your turn, Mika.
Do not let this stand, Amika.
Alright. I'm not gonna let this stand, apparently.
Kick all their asses.
Well, shit.
Emily, it's your go.
Okay.
Oh, man. What the fuck? Go ahead, Mika.
Nice.
There you go. I was about to say, this is shaping up to be a usual Star Trek firefight where everybody just fucking misses.
I mean, to be fair, like for the most part, like I think they do that because pretty much when you hit somebody, they are stunned or dead or whatever in the show slash.
Roll for damage.
Nice.
I did a thing!
Okay, with that amount of damage, his weapon blew up.
One of those missed shots like glanced off of his rifle at one point, and it was working fine for the moment, but then
No, you're fairly confident that he was using a refurbished like.
All right, that's fair too.
All right, so it's your turn, Nar.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Fuck. Shit. Three more stress, Nar.
Okie dokie.
How much stress you got left?
Blah. 3.
Tupon, it's your turn.
Good job.
All right. Roll for damage.
Sad.
I know.
One stress. You hit his pinky. His pinky.
So I have one more stress?
What's that?
Do I have one more stress?
No. He
Oh,
has
okay.
one more stress.
Oh, okay. Take that, pinky finger.
You take 3 stress.
Oof.
How much stress do you have left?
4.
Nar, it's your go.
All right.
Come on,
Let's
Nar.
put it into this. Or not.
Pew 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 pew.
We're stormtroopers in disguise.
Why is he now all of a sudden a crack shot?
TPK.
Nar,
Yep.
take 3.
I
Is
am.
that all your
Oh
stress?
yeah, that is all.
So you are out.
Yep.
Okay.
Crap.
So it's just you and him now.
Bring it on.
And it's your go.
Okay.
Okay, you just got to do 5 points of damage to him in one shot, and he will go down. Go ahead and roll. So close. Seriously, what the fuck?
Roll it, Jimmy.
You take 1.
Okay. Then is it my turn again?
Yes. All right. Roll for damage. 2. Oh my god. What the hell? You're down. Okay. So, while technically in D&D this would be a TPK, I am not going to kill your characters. I'm going to say that all of you were captured. And I think for tonight, we'll leave it here and continue next week and see if Hartley can rescue you guys.
I was just
What?
typing that too.
So basically, you just killed us anyway. Just next session when Hartley fucks up.
Yep.
I'm honestly gonna try and not to kill people's characters unless they want to be written out.
Hooray! We have plot armor.
And the lesson is learned today. This is Star Trek. We should be trying to avoid combat.
That's also true.
Maybe
So
antagonizing the Ferengi wasn't the best idea.
honestly, going into this, since before the scene, before the scene started or whatever, I should have just been like, I'm gonna go ahead and just, I'm a doctor now.
If I hadn't gotten taken out, Che was going to go run over and do that thing he does with his cybernetic hand and beat one Ferengi with the other Ferengi. Just grab him by his ears with both hands and just swing him by his head into the other guy. Be like, they're disabled now.
I mean, I just if I had, then I'd be rolling medicine instead of security because I'm a doctor.
Also, looking at the momentum spending, me and Frank could have both disarmed two of them. Wait, no, you need two for that.
Well, you can ask Frank to use one of the momentum. Because only 6 momentum will be out at a time. So really, it's a pooled momentum. It's just getting people to use.
Well, no, I was sitting there looking at it. And I'm like, okay, so if I can go over there and pick up one guy and swing him at the other guy and get an extra success on 3 dice, then I could use disarm and be like, that other guy drops his gun because I just hit him with his friend.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I got shot and knocked out.
All right, guys. So say goodnight. I'll play the outro, and then we can just shoot the shit for a little bit.
Okay.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
Fuck.
Yes. Indeed. Fuck.
Doomed.